Do you love vintage toys from the 80s, 70s, 60s, and beyond? If so, I can't recommend Billy Galaxy's namesake vintage toy shop enough. One of the last bastions of old Portland, Billy Galaxy carries vintage Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Mask, hard-to-find Japanese toys, and so much more. Remember muscle figures? Billy's got them. Looking for a vintage lunchbox? Which one? Comics? Oh, you betcha. They have comics. Billy Galaxy is located at 812 West Burnside Street, here in Portland, Oregon, near Powell City of Books, and is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Give them a call at 503-227-8253 or visit online at billygalaxy.com. Billy Galaxy, the toys from your past are here waiting for you. Coming to you live after the fact, it's Afterglow Echoplex, an indie rock mixtape podcast. On this premiere episode, we have music from Cherry Heaven, Holy Springs, Softlight Symphony, Crimson Whisper, A Deeper Heaven, and many more. My name is Anthony King, and I'm glad you're here for this very first episode of the podcast. The concept of this podcast is simple. I made you, yes you, a 60-minute virtual mixtape featuring contemporary underground bands from one of my favorite indie rock subgenres, shoegaze. But instead of simply nabbing some songs and tossing them onto a playlist, I reached out to the 15 bands you'll hear on this episode and asked them each for permission to feature their songs. They graciously did, thus making this mixtape a collaborative effort. As you can tell, this is a very lo-fi, low-budget to no-budget affair. I wish I could tell you that I wasn't recording this while staring at the butt of my iPhone, but that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm sure if this podcast takes off and I'm looking back several years later, I'll listen to this episode and cringe with absolute pride. But the purpose of this podcast is not to talk about myself or the things that I don't have. It's to highlight and elevate the bands that are featured on these mixtapes. There is no shortage of great music out there. On my Instagram page, also called Afterglow Echoplex, I follow several underground shoegaze bands. I've always wanted to start a podcast, and one day it just occurred to me, hey, I used to make cassette compilations back in the day, then CDR compilations, then eventually online playlists. Why not combine that need to silo every bit of music that I have onto a platform of some sort and share it with anybody that would want to listen to it? Playlists are fine, they're great, but I've always had this need to put music onto some kind of format with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Something that's a little bit more DIY, tailor-made, and feels purpose-built, I guess. That's kind of what the gimmick of this podcast is, and I can't say it's not a gimmick. It's definitely a gimmick. Everybody's got to have a gimmick. But part of that gimmick is reaching out to bands, recognizing that people are putting their blood, sweat, and tears into making great music. I just happen to really love shoegaze music, and I've noticed since the start of listening to this subgenre of independent music that it has ebbs and flows. It has high points and low points. From the very beginning to today, shoegaze has worked on a spectrum of up and downness, if that makes any sense. But I think of shoegaze as kind of akin to mid-century modern. You can have an Eichler home with a bunch of Herman Miller furniture in there, and shoegaze is a style of music that to me seems timeless. As Phil Oakes once put it, in such ugly times, the only true protest is beauty. And as you'll hear on today's mixtape, we have a lot of very beautiful songs, a lot of very beautiful, noise-drenched, dissonant, wonderful music. And I am very happy that you're here listening to it today. So let's get on with it. Today's mix kicks off with the English band Dayflower. Of all the bands I reached out to for music, this is one of a handful of songs I directly requested to be featured on this mix. In emailing with them, they asked me what I needed, and I told them, honestly, I need a way to open this mixtape. And they, as you'll hear, completely obliged. This song is, well, you'll hear. It's pretty fucking amazing. So this is Dayflower with the song Big Blue. You're listening to the Afterglow Echoplex podcast.
Take the apple and like it so. Live your dreams on a beach shore. Put the shine to the stars. Maybe heaven's not too far.
shine my life this way. Need to breathe your light again. Don't waste your summer away. Don't waste your summer away.
My Vinyl Underground isn't just one of Portland's best independent record shops, and that's saying a lot for this town, but it's literally underground. Located in the basement of the comic book shop Words with Pictures, My Vinyl Underground has been going for nearly 30 years and specializes in new and used independent records, tapes, and CDs. From indie subgenres that run the gamut from twee to power pop to jangle pop to post-rock to post-punk to lo-fi bedroom rock and all points in between. My Vinyl Underground is located at 1401 Southeast Division Street. You can also find them online at jigsaw-records.com or by calling 503-928-4695. They're open Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 6 p.m. My Vinyl Underground, a wealth of great independent music right under your feet. All right, welcome back. We just heard Don't Waste Your Summer Away by Rio de Janeiro's Lille from their 2023 album Don't Waste Your Summer Away on Nova Volts Records. You know, this being the dog days of summer, that is some excellent advice. Before that, we heard Left Behind by Salt Lake City, Utah's Memories Fading from their 2024 self-released Left Behind single. Now, this song sounds like it could have been on Sarah Records back when Sarah Records was a going concern. I heard this song and I was like, this is a Sarah Records band. That is high praise from that's just high praise. Sarah Records was an amazing record label. I'm sure all of you listening to this already know that. I'm not telling you something you don't know. Prior to that, we heard the song Telenova by Bakersfield, California's Contranistas from their 2024 self-released Telenova single. I love this instrumental. I love the way it just builds on itself. It kind of reminds me a little bit of See Phil. Before that, we heard Blurred Indigo by Denver, Colorado's Vagrant Daydreams from their 2023 self-released album, Sonic Graffiti. You gotta have a little bit of that grainy psych shoegaze in any compilation you make, and I have to say that Vagrant Daydreams just came through with aplomb. That song is amazing. Before that, Sundazed by Los Angeles, California's Cherry Heaven from the 2022 self-released album, Let It Be Corrupted. This is one of the, I think, 3 songs that appear on this mixtape that I actually asked if I can use that because I'm a huge fan of the Sundazed record label and most of their output. And by most, I mean all. So of course I had to feature this song on this mixtape. And prior to that, Let Go by Salt Lake City, Utah's A Deeper Heaven from their 2023 Fire EP on Shore Dive Records. This is a song that just soars. It's an amazing bit of musicality. And opening up the mixtape is Lester England's Dayflower from their 2019 self-released album Honeyspun. We heard Big Blue, and if that is not a proper opener to a mixtape, then I don't know what we're doing here. So up next on the second side of today's mixtape, we have a band from Los Angeles, California called Guilt Shop. And I gotta tell you, Los Angeles produces quite a number of great shoegaze bands. As you'll hear from this next song, Guilt Shop is yet another amazing band from the City of Angels. I love a song that hits the ground running, and that's exactly what Guilt Shop has contributed here. This song just goes. It just starts, and that's something that was a bit of a challenge in putting together this mixtape. And then I realized, oh, this is actually a great side 2 opener. And as you'll hear, it completely is. So anyway, without further ado, this is Guilt Shop with the song No Sugar. You're listening to the Afterglow Echoplex podcast.
Talk about
Joshua's laugh drifting through Softly say his name, 'cause he's all I'm dreaming of. 'Cause he's all I'm dreaming of. Softly say his name, then a fleeting feeling when the day is done. Softly say his name, on a fleeting feeling when the day is done. Softly say his name, he's all when the day is done.
Do you like getting tattoos? Sure, we all do. Skeleton Key Tattoo is one of Portland, Oregon's longest-running, women-owned, and friendliest tattoo shops in town, providing a clean, professional, and painfully fun tattooing experience. Skeleton Key is responsible for 90% of the tattoos that I have. And now that I'm thinking about it, I really need a new one. If you do too, swing by Skeleton Key's new location at 6635 North Baltimore Avenue, number 205, here in Portland, Oregon. Skeleton Key Tattoo is open from 12:30 to 7 p.m., Tuesday through Friday, and 1 to 6 p.m. on Sundays. Call 503-233-4292 for consultations and price quotes. Skeleton Key Tattoo can also be found online at skeletonkeytattooportland.com. Skeleton Key Tattoo, because that blank patch of skin ain't gonna expertly tattoo itself. All right. We just heard from a band out of Italy called The Lost Boy from their 2020 Nowhere remixed album on Mars Records. That was the song The Morning Sun Simon Scott remix. Now, what I want you to do at this point in time is I want you to stand up on whatever you're sitting on, or if you're standing, get up to a higher ground and yell out the name of the band that Simon Scott is from. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, you're right. Slow dive. Can't get anything past you guys. All right. Before that, we heard Circling by Connecticut-based Softlight Symphony from their 2024 self-released Circling single. What insanely amazing vocals on that song. Wow. I wish I could do something as good as that person who was singing on Circling does with those vocals. If I could do just one thing amazingly like that, I think I'd be happy. It's, wow. All right. So before that, we heard Assassins by Kansas City, Missouri's Revisor from their 2024 self-released Assassins single. I am a huge fan of gothy dark wave music, Drab Majesty, Cold Cave, Bolchat Doma. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is something that just slots in perfectly on this mix. Dark wave, goth, kind of those darker elements of music have always been on the periphery of the shoegaze subgenre. The inclusion of this song just kind of goes part and parcel with shoegaze as a whole. And then prior to that, we heard the song Chai, CH'Ai, by Argentina-based Zalzig Noise. So this is actually a self-released one-off version of this song, but it can only be found on Zalzig Noise's YouTube channel. And I love this. I love this piece. It's like about 2 minutes long, but it had shades of Brian Eno, another Green World era Eno, or just Eno in general, really. Without Brian Eno, I don't think that we would have half the music that we have today. So points to Zalzig Noise for creating something Eno-esque, and that is definitely a compliment. Prior to that, we had California-based Crimson Whisper from their 2024 self-released Flutter EP, and that song was Joshua's Gaze. And this is yet another song that I went out and I asked the band. I found them on Instagram, heard this song, and thought, I absolutely need this to be on this mixtape. Crimson Whisper has the DNA of Lush, Pale Saints, Chapter House in there, and I think that this is an absolutely wonderful song. Like all of the bands that are featured on here, I hope nothing but great things for this band. They're amazing. Speaking of amazing, we have the song Surprise by London, England's Holy Springs from their 2022 album EAT on Up in Her Room Records. This is the other song that I asked to use because when I heard this song, I was like, holy fuck, that song is amazing. Had to have it. Had to ask. And they were gracious enough to let me feature it here. So thank you so much, the members of Holy Springs, for allowing this song to be on here. That song really took my breath away. Before that, we heard Call a Friend by New Jersey-based Slow Salvation from their 2024 Call a Friend single on Velvet Blue Records. This is a song for this genre that fits together, as Ever G. Robinson said in Double Indemnity, like a watch. This is such a perfect song. Those vocals are amazing. The guitar tones are... I mean, you heard the song. You know what I'm saying. I don't need to tell you what you already know. And then this side opened with No Sugar by Los Angeles, California's Guilt Shop from their 2023 self-released debut album, Pay Later. And I gotta say, as someone who is dieting, who is trying to watch their weight, I have to say there's something to this no sugar thing. So thank you so much for the suggestion. I'm gonna try and knock that sugar out of my diet. So that's the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to do this again, and I hope to not be this awkward next time I'm reading the songs back to you. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this inaugural episode of the Afterglow Echoplex podcast. This podcast absolutely would not be possible without the contributions of the amazing bands featured on today's episode. To that end, I highly recommend that you check out each of these bands by going to their websites and BandCamp pages. Please see the show notes for more information and links. Buy an album in the format of your choosing. If any of these bands are touring and coming to your town, please go see them. Get up close to the stage, dance your ass off, and show them that their music resonates. Fans love it when they can see that you are actively enjoying their songs. And if you're just standing there bobbing your head or making no movement whatsoever, it's kind of a bummer. But when you're active, moving around, it really goes a long way. Also, buying merch at the merch table, that goes a long way too, because these bands are busting their ass to bring you these songs. And I'm not saying that it's incumbent on you to purchase their stuff, but, purchase their stuff. It helps. It really helps. Afterglow Echoplex is produced, compiled, and recorded by Anthony King. Today's episode was produced in collaboration with the bands featured here. Intro and outro music by Lilies. Thanks, Kurt. Afterglow Echoplex is a Rocket Science Alliance production. If you're in a band that makes music similar to what you've heard here today, and you want to consider for an upcoming episode of Afterglow Echoplex, please send a WAV or FLAC file of your song to afterglowechoplex@gmail.com. Please make sure to include your contact info and band links. Emails can also be sent to afterglowechoplex@gmail.com and may be read in future episodes. That is, unless you say otherwise. Then, I won't read it out loud. You can also find Afterglow Echoplex on Instagram at Afterglow Echoplex, all one word. If you like what you heard today, please rate and review the show on the podcast catcher of your choice. I hear it helps. Thank you again for listening. Until next time, please keep celebrating the scene and keep supporting the independent music community. See you next time.